Talk to yourself like this for 3 days. Do you realize the power that resides within you? Every thought you hold, every word you utter within the privacy of your mind is shaping the very fabric of your life. The conversations you have with yourself are not idle, they are commands, sent forth to create. For the next 3 days, I challenge you. Change the way you speak to yourself. Instead of recounting what you lack, speak as though your desires are already yours. Stop saying, I wish I had. Start declaring, I am. Stop lamenting over what isn't working. Begin affirming, it is done. Here's the truth. Your inner dialogue is your blueprint. It determines what you will experience. You are constantly creating, whether you're conscious of it or not. So why not create deliberately? Why not use these 3 days to speak yourself into a new reality? Say to yourself, I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. I am successful. Say it not as if you're hoping for it, but as if it's already true. And when doubts arise, and they will, gently replace them with conviction. You might think, how can I say these things when they're not my reality? But that's where the secret lies. Your mind doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It takes your words as truth and works to make them so. For 3 days, silence every voice of fear, every whisper of lack. Talk to yourself as though you are the person you aspire to be. Speak to yourself as though the world bends to your will, because it does. Feel the truth of your words in your heart. Let it saturate your being. This isn't wishful thinking, this is creation. Your words are seeds, plant them wisely, nurture them with belief, and watch as they grow into the life you desire. 3 days, that's all I ask. Be deliberate, be persistent, talk to yourself like the victor you are, and at the end of those 3 days you will see your world has shifted, subtly perhaps, but undeniably. The universe responds to those who speak with authority and belief. The question is, will you dare to try? Will you speak your future into existence, starting now? Your inner dialogue is the most powerful tool you possess for shaping your reality. It is the silent, ongoing conversation you hold with yourself, and whether you realize it or not, it forms the foundation of the life you experience. Every thought, every word, every self-directed whisper carries creative power, influencing the circumstances that unfold before you. This isn't a matter of speculation or a poetic metaphor. It is the mechanism by which your mind interacts with the world. Consider this. Your mind is never at rest. Even in moments of silence, your thoughts are alive, weaving narratives about who you are, what you deserve, and what you can achieve. If these inner stories are filled with doubt, fear, or lack, you will find those themes reflected in your external reality. But when your inner dialogue is deliberate, confident, and affirming, it creates a fertile ground for growth, success, and abundance. The key lies in recognizing the creative power of your thoughts. Many people live as passive participants in their own lives, unaware that their internal monologue is scripting the story they live out. They replay the same limiting beliefs, worry over the same fears, and lament the same perceived shortcomings, not realizing that these thoughts are not just reactions to life, but directives shaping it. The more you focus on what you lack, the more you reinforce that lack in your experience. Conversely, the more you affirm your desires as already fulfilled, the more you align with the reality you wish to create. The mind is incredibly obedient. It takes the messages you feed it, whether consciously or unconsciously, and acts upon them as truths. This is why your self-talk must be intentional. Instead of allowing your thoughts to wander aimlessly, repeating doubts or replaying failures, choose to direct them with purpose. Speak to yourself as if you were the person you wish to become. Imagine yourself already living the life you desire and let your inner dialogue reflect that reality. The beauty of this process lies in its simplicity. You do not need external validation or physical proof to start transforming your life. You need only to start changing the way you talk to yourself. If you repeatedly affirm, I am confident, your mind will begin to accept it as truth, even if you initially feel otherwise. If you consistently say, I am successful, your actions, attitudes, and opportunities will start to align with that belief. This is not about denial or pretending challenges do not exist. It's about choosing where to focus your energy and attention. When faced with difficulties, you can either dwell on them, giving them more power, or affirm your ability to overcome them. Your inner dialogue should not ignore reality, but should guide it toward your desired outcomes. One of the most common objections to this practice is the belief that it feels unnatural or untrue to affirm something that is not yet evident in the physical world. But here is the secret. Your mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It responds to the emotions and convictions behind your thoughts, treating them as instructions to create corresponding experiences. By consistently affirming positive and empowering statements, you train your mind to accept them as reality. This is why the words you choose matter deeply. Saying, I will be successful someday, keeps success perpetually in the future. Instead, declare, I am successful, and feel the truth of it in the present moment. This shift may seem subtle, but its impact is profound. By speaking as if your desires are already realized, you align yourself with the state of being that attracts those desires into your life. Your inner dialogue also influences how you perceive opportunities and challenges. When you speak to yourself in a way that affirms your capabilities and worthiness, you become more likely to recognize opportunities for growth and success. You approach challenges with resilience and resourcefulness, knowing they are stepping stones rather than obstacles. On the other hand, negative self-talk blinds you to possibilities and reinforces a cycle of limitation. This process does not require perfection. There will be moments when doubt creeps in or old patterns resurface. What matters is your persistence. When you catch yourself slipping into negative self-talk, gently redirect your thoughts. Replace I'm not good enough with I am more than enough. Substitute this is too hard with I have everything I need to succeed. Over time, these deliberate shifts become second nature, and your inner dialogue transforms into a powerful ally. It's also worth noting that your inner dialogue extends beyond words. The emotions you pair with your thoughts amplify their creative power. When you affirm something, feel it deeply. Imagine the joy, gratitude, or peace that accompanies your desire already fulfilled. This emotional resonance makes your affirmations more potent and accelerates their manifestation in your life. This practice of deliberate inner dialogue is not a quick fix or a magical solution to every problem. It is a discipline, a way of training your mind to become a conscious creator rather than a passive observer. With time and consistency, it reshapes your perceptions, attitudes, and circumstances, aligning them with the life you truly desire. Every moment is an opportunity to rewrite the script of your life. The question is not whether your inner dialogue is creating your reality. It always is. The real question is whether you are guiding it with intention or allowing it to be guided by default. If you choose the former, you hold the key to a life of boundless possibilities. For within you lies the power to speak your reality into being, one thought at a time. Imagine for a moment that everything you have ever desired is already yours. Close your eyes and feel it. Not as something far off, not as something you hope for, but as something that is your present reality. This simple yet profound act of speaking and thinking in the present tense of your desires is the key to unlocking the life you want to create. It is not about wishing or waiting, but about declaring with certainty that your desires are here and now. Our words carry extraordinary power, and the way we use them can shape our lives in unimaginable ways. Most people speak about their dreams and goals as if they exist somewhere in the distant future. They say things like, I want to be successful, or I hope to find happiness. While these statements may seem positive, they subtly reinforce the idea that success and happiness are not part of the present moment. They push your desires further away rather than drawing them closer. When you speak in the present tense of your desires, you take a completely different stance. You affirm that what you want is already a part of who you are. Instead of saying, I want to be healthy, you declare, I am healthy. Instead of saying, I hope to be financially free, you affirm, I am financially free. This shift may seem small, but it is transformative. It places you in alignment with the reality you wish to create, allowing it to manifest more easily. Why does this work? It works because your mind is a faithful servant to the words you speak. It does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined with conviction. When you repeatedly tell yourself something in the present tense, your mind begins to accept it as truth and works to bring it into alignment with your external reality. The thoughts you dwell on, the words you use, and the emotions you feel combine to create the blueprint for your life. This principle is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about acknowledging your current circumstances while choosing to focus on the reality you wish to experience. When you say, "I am successful," it doesn't mean you deny the obstacles in your path. It means you affirm your ability to overcome them and step into the version of yourself that already possesses the success you desire. Speaking in the present tense of your desires is not merely about reciting words. It's about embodying the feeling of those words as if they are true. If you say, "I am confident," but internally feel doubt, the affirmation will not have the same power. The key is to combine your words with a sense of belief and emotional resonance. Imagine the version of yourself who is confident. How do they walk? How do they speak? What does their life look like? Feel the reality of that confidence as you declare it. It's natural to encounter resistance when you begin this practice. Your mind may argue with you, pointing out evidence that contradicts your affirmations. If you say, "I am wealthy," and your bank account tells a different story, it's easy to feel like you're lying to yourself. But this resistance is simply the voice of old beliefs, and it doesn't define you. The more you persist in speaking as if your desires are already true, the more those old beliefs will fade, making room for new ones to take their place. Speaking in the present tense of your desires also impacts your actions. When you declare, "I am successful," you naturally begin to act in ways that align with success. You take steps that a successful person would take. You make decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear. Your self-perception shifts, and as it does, so does your behavior. This alignment between your words, thoughts, and actions creates a powerful synergy that propels you toward your goals. Another important aspect of this practice is consistency. It's not enough to speak in the present tense of your desires once or twice and expect immediate results. This is a daily discipline, a conscious choice to rewrite the narrative of your life. Each time you affirm your desires in the present tense, you are reinforcing a new reality, planting seeds that will eventually bloom into tangible results. The world around you may not change overnight, but the world within you will. And as your internal state shifts, your external circumstances will begin to reflect that transformation. Speaking in the present tense of your desires is like tuning into a radio frequency. When your words and feelings align with the frequency of what you want, you attract it into your life with ease. Imagine waking up every day and speaking to yourself as the person you aspire to be. You affirm, "I am abundant, I am strong, I am capable." You carry these affirmations throughout your day, letting them guide your thoughts, decisions, and interactions. Over time, this practice reshapes your identity, your habits, and your reality. This approach may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if it contrasts sharply with your current circumstances. But remember, you are not limited by what is. You are defined by what you decide to become. When you speak in the present tense of your desires, you declare ownership of your future, claiming it as a part of your present. The practice of speaking in the present tense of your desires is a profound act of faith, not faith in something external, but faith in yourself and your ability to create. It is a reminder that your words are not just reflections of your reality, they are the architects of it. What you speak, you create. Doubt is a natural part of the human experience. It whispers in your ear, questioning your abilities, your worth, and your potential. It tells you stories of limitation, reminding you of past failures and creating fear of future disappointments. But what if I told you that doubt is not your enemy? What if I told you that doubt is merely an invitation, a call to rise above, to challenge it with conviction, and to claim the truth of who you are? Doubt exists because it is rooted in the unfamiliar. When you begin to envision a life greater than the one you currently live, when you start speaking and acting as the person you aspire to become, your mind naturally resists. It clings to the known, the safe, and the comfortable. This resistance manifests as doubt, urging you to retreat to old patterns of thinking, But doubt, no matter how convincing it feels, is not the final word. It is a shadow that dissipates in the light of conviction. Challenging doubt begins with understanding its source. Doubt is born from fear, fear of failure, fear of change, fear of the unknown. It thrives in the absence of certainty and grows stronger when left unaddressed. But fear and doubt are not the same as truth. They are merely perceptions, shaped by past experiences and limiting beliefs. When you recognize this, you reclaim your power to rewrite the narrative. To challenge doubt with conviction, you must first become aware of it. Pay attention to the moments when doubt creeps in. Perhaps it's when you set a bold goal or take a step outside your comfort zone. Listen to the voice of doubt, but don't accept it as truth. Instead, question it. Ask yourself, is this doubt based on fact, or is it simply an assumption? Is it rooted in my past, or does it reflect my potential for growth? By interrogating doubt, you strip it of its power and expose it for what it is: a fleeting thought, not an immutable reality. The next step is to counter doubt with affirmations of truth. For every "I can't," respond with "I can." For every "this is impossible," declare "it is possible." These aren't empty words, they are declarations of faith in your ability to grow and achieve. Speak these affirmations not as hopeful wishes but as undeniable facts. Say them with the conviction that they are already true. Over time, these affirmations begin to replace the voice of doubt with the voice of confidence. Conviction is more than just words. It is a feeling, a knowing, a deep-seated belief in your ability to succeed. To cultivate conviction, you must connect with the reasons behind your desires. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What does it mean to you? When you anchor yourself in your purpose, your conviction becomes unshakable. Doubt may arise, but it cannot withstand the power of a purpose-driven mind. Another powerful way to challenge doubt is through visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the reality you desire. See it vividly in full color and detail. Feel the emotions of success, joy, and fulfillment as if they are happening right now. Visualization bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be, reinforcing your belief that your goals are within reach. It silences doubt by shifting your focus from what might go wrong to what can go right. Taking action is also an essential part of overcoming doubt. Doubt often paralyzes us, making us hesitant to move forward. But inaction only feeds doubt, allowing it to grow stronger. Every small step you take toward your goal is an act of defiance against doubt. Each action builds momentum, proving to yourself that progress is possible. Over time, these small victories accumulate, creating a foundation of confidence that makes doubt feel irrelevant. Surrounding yourself with positivity is another key to challenging doubt. The voices you allow into your life, whether from friends, mentors, or even your own thoughts, shape your beliefs about what is possible. Seek out people who inspire and uplift you, who remind you of your potential when doubt tries to overshadow it. Their encouragement can provide the spark you need to reignite your conviction. It's important to remember that doubt is not a sign of weakness or failure. It is a sign that you are growing, stretching beyond your current limits, and stepping into uncharted territory. Doubt is a natural response to change, but it does not define your ability to succeed. When you choose to face doubt with conviction, you transform it into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Challenging doubt is a skill that requires practice. You won't eliminate it entirely, nor should you aim to. Doubt serves a purpose. It keeps you humble and mindful of the work required to achieve your dreams. The goal is not to silence doubt completely, but to ensure that it does not control you. By meeting doubt with conviction, you take charge of your narrative, affirming your ability to rise above any obstacle. Ultimately, the power to overcome doubt lies within you. It is not something you need to search for or acquire. It is already part of who you are. Every time you choose conviction over doubt, every time you affirm your truth instead of your fear, you strengthen the foundation of belief that supports your journey. You remind yourself that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of all that you desire. Doubt may knock on your door, but with conviction as your guide, it will never find a permanent home in your mind. Imagine if, for just 3 days, you could transform the way you speak to yourself. Instead of allowing negativity, fear, or doubt to dictate your inner dialogue, You consciously choose words of encouragement, strength, and positivity. This simple yet profound practice can create a ripple effect in your life, shifting your perspective, enhancing your confidence, and opening doors to possibilities you may have never imagined. Positive self-talk is not about ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to approach life from a position of strength and optimism. For 3 days, you commit to becoming the guardian of your thoughts. Every time a negative or limiting thought arises, you replace it with a positive, empowering one. This practice may feel strange at first, especially if you're accustomed to being your own harshest critic. But it is a transformative exercise in reclaiming your inner power. Your words matter because they shape the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. When you repeatedly tell yourself, "I am not good enough," or "I always fail," you reinforce a cycle of self-doubt and limitation. These statements become self-fulfilling prophecies, holding you back from realizing your potential. However, when you shift to positive affirmations, such as "I am capable," or "I can overcome this challenge," you begin to rewire your brain to expect and pursue success. For 3 days, make a conscious decision to monitor your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the thoughts that surface throughout the day. When you notice a negative thought, don't judge yourself for it. Acknowledge it, then replace it with a positive statement. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I can't handle this," counter it with, "I have the strength to face this situation and grow from it." By doing this consistently, you break the habit of negative self-talk and replace it with empowering beliefs. This practice is not just about the words you use, it's about the energy and emotion behind them. Positive self-talk is most effective when it's paired with a sense of conviction and feeling. If you say, "I am confident," but deep down feel unsure, the words may not resonate. To bridge this gap, imagine what it would feel like to be truly confident. Visualize yourself speaking, acting, and living with confidence. Let that feeling guide your words, making them more authentic and impactful. As you focus on positive self-talk, you may encounter resistance. Your mind might argue, "This isn't true," or "I'm just fooling myself." This resistance is a natural response to change. Your brain is simply adjusting to a new way of thinking. Instead of giving in to these doubts, gently persist. Remind yourself that you're not affirming your current reality. You are affirming the reality you want to create. Positive self-talk is about planting seeds of possibility, even if you don't see immediate results. During these 3 days, it's also important to be mindful of the environments and influences that shape your thoughts. Surround yourself with positivity wherever possible. Listen to uplifting music, read inspiring books, or spend time with people who encourage and support you. These external sources of positivity can complement your inner work, making it easier to sustain your focus on positive self-talk. One of the most powerful aspects of this practice is its ability to shift your focus. When you engage in positive self-talk, you train your mind to look for opportunities instead of obstacles. For instance, if you face a challenge at work, a negative mindset might dwell on all the reasons it's insurmountable. But with positive self-talk, you might tell yourself, "This is an opportunity to learn and grow." The shift in perspective empowers you to approach the situation with creativity and resilience. Another benefit of focusing on positive self-talk is the impact it has on your emotions and energy levels. Negative thoughts drain your energy, leaving you feeling depleted and discouraged. Positive thoughts, on the other hand, uplift you, fueling your motivation and enthusiasm. Over the course of 3 days, you may notice subtle yet significant changes in how you feel. You might wake up with a greater sense of purpose, tackle tasks with more confidence, or simply feel a deeper sense of peace. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require any special tools or techniques, only your commitment and awareness. You don't need to set aside hours of your day or wait for the perfect moment to start. Every thought is an opportunity to practice. Whether you're brushing your teeth, driving to work, or preparing a meal, you can use that time to affirm positive beliefs about yourself and your life. As the 3 days progress, you may find that positive self-talk becomes more natural. What initially felt like a conscious effort starts to flow more effortlessly. This is a sign that you're creating a new habit, one that will serve you long after the 3 days are over. The more you practice, the more you'll notice the cumulative effects of positive self-talk in your life. Greater confidence, improved relationships, and a stronger sense of self-worth. Remember, this is not about perfection. There will be moments when negative thoughts slip through, and that's okay. What matters is your commitment to redirect them when they arise. Each time you choose positive self-talk, you take a step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. For 3 days, speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief. Treat yourself as you would a close friend, offering words of support and compassion. Let this be an experiment in transformation, a chance to see just how much your inner dialogue influences your reality. You might be surprised at the changes you notice, not just in your thoughts, but in your actions, emotions, and the way you experience life. Belief is the unseen force that shapes our lives in ways we often fail to recognize. It is not just a thought we entertain or a fleeting hope we hold. It is the foundation upon which our actions, decisions, and realities are built. What you believe about yourself, your potential, and the world around you creates the framework for your life. It determines what you pursue, what you avoid, and what you ultimately achieve. To transform your life, you must first understand the transformative power of belief and consciously choose what you allow yourself to believe. Belief is not passive. It is an active force that directs your focus and energy. Think of it as the lens through which you view the world. If your belief system is clouded by limitations, fear, or doubt, your perspective will reflect that. You will see obstacles where others see opportunities and reasons to give up, where others find motivation to persist. On the other hand, when your beliefs are rooted in possibility and empowerment, your vision becomes clear. You see potential in every challenge and solutions in every problem. This shift in perspective alone can change the trajectory of your life. Your beliefs influence your actions. When you believe in your ability to succeed, you approach tasks with confidence and determination. You take risks, invest effort, and persist in the face of setbacks. This unwavering belief in yourself creates a cycle of success. Each achievement reinforces your belief, motivating you to aim even higher. Conversely, if you doubt your abilities, you may hold back, hesitate, or give up too soon. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, where your lack of belief leads to inaction, which in turn confirms your doubts. Belief also affects how you interpret the world around you. Two people can experience the same event and perceive it in entirely different ways based on their beliefs. For example, imagine two individuals facing a failure. One sees it as proof that they are not capable and decides to give up. The other views it as a learning experience and an opportunity to improve. The difference lies not in the event itself, but in the beliefs each person holds about failure and their capacity to overcome it. Changing your beliefs begins with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on the beliefs that govern your life. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they inspire you to take bold action, or do they hold you back in fear? Many of our beliefs are inherited from our upbringing, culture, or past experiences, yet we rarely question their validity. To transform your life, you must challenge the beliefs that no longer serve you and replace them with ones that align with the person you want to become. Belief is not limited to what you think about yourself. It extends to how you view the world and its possibilities. If you believe the world is full of opportunities, you will naturally seek them out and attract them into your life. If you believe the world is a place of scarcity and competition, your actions will reflect that belief and you will experience life accordingly. Your external reality is a mirror of your internal beliefs. To change what you experience, you must first change what you believe. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate empowering beliefs is through visualization. When you vividly imagine yourself living the life you desire, you create a mental blueprint that your mind begins to accept as reality. This practice strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve your goals, making them feel more attainable. Visualization works because the mind does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and actual ones. By repeatedly visualizing your desired outcome, you condition your mind to believe in its inevitability. Another way to strengthen your beliefs is through consistent action. Action reinforces belief. When you take steps toward your goals, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that progress is possible. Each step builds momentum, creating a positive feedback loop, where belief fuels action and action strengthens belief. This process requires faith. Faith in yourself, in your ability to grow, and in the possibility of success. even when the results are not immediately visible. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also support the transformation of your beliefs. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you inhabit all play a role in shaping your beliefs. Seek out those who inspire and uplift you, who remind you of your potential when you forget it. Their encouragement can provide the reinforcement you need to solidify your belief in yourself. Belief is not about ignoring challenges or pretending life is without difficulty. It is about choosing to see challenges as opportunities for growth and difficulties as temporary obstacles that can be overcome. When you adopt this mindset, you approach life with resilience and optimism, qualities that enable you to thrive even in the face of adversity. Ultimately, belief is a choice. It is the decision to see yourself not as you are, but as you could be. It is the decision to focus on possibility rather than limitation, to trust in your ability to create the life you desire and to act in alignment with that trust. This choice is available to you at every moment. The more you choose to believe in yourself and your potential, the more you will see that belief reflected in your reality. When you embrace the power of belief, you unlock the potential to transform your life in ways that may have once seemed impossible. It begins with a single thought, a single affirmation, a single step in the direction of your dreams. With each choice to believe, you build a new foundation, one that supports the life you aspire to live. The journey may not always be easy, but with belief as your guide, it becomes undeniably worthwhile.